Hello, I'm BB White, and thanks for tuning in. Today, I'm in Grand Rapids, Michigan, with Miss Ella Joyce. Ella, thank you so very much for giving me this interview.
You're so welcome. I'm happy to be here.
And Ella just came out of the theater. We just saw a Rose Among Thorns. Ella, tell us how you got this program started about Miss Parks.
Yes, well, I've been to about 25 cities. I've done over 70 performances over the past 3 years. I started out in 2005 when Mrs. Parks first passed. And I was very, very adamant about making sure that there's no misinformation out there about her legacy. And no better way to do it than through theater.
Yes.
The literary word, you can keep that alive, you know. And so I started working on the project as a labor of love. And after about a year, I put it up, the first performance up on her birthday, February 4th, 2007. And since then, the people have not let me put it to rest. They keep asking for the show. I go into churches and schools and organizations and events, like this event in Grand Rapids where they're unveiling a Rosa Parks statue. I have a calendar now on my website. I literally had to start a business with it because even though I did it just as a labor of love, once I saw people refer other people to bring the show into whatever they're doing, it was like, well, I got to start running this kind of like a business. So I was in Lansing earlier this spring, and a gentleman named Robert Upton recommended me to the Delta Grand Rapids alumni here in Grand Rapids. And he was like, you gotta have that show for your event. And so the wonderful ladies brought me in, and it was such a classy event. My calendar is at roseamongthorns.com. I'm already booked to go on to the Muhammad Ali Center December 19th. I'll be sponsored by the Muslim Journal. And then January 15th, 2011, Judge Maybelline is sponsoring me at West Angeles Christian Church on Crenshaw in Los Angeles. So,
and I do want to share with you, there is so much information that has been given to us about Miss Parks that is not true. And through this production, you get to learn a lot. Tonight, I learned so much about Miss Parks. You know, the part about her getting on the bus and being so tired is the reason why she didn't get up. I'm finding out tonight. No, that's not it at all.
It wasn't even true. It wasn't even accurate. You know, it just seemed to be something that was put out there, perhaps because it was more palpable or it was more comfortable for people to think that.
Yes.
But she dispelled that all of her life. She always let people know that that was not the case. She was tired of the way things were. Not just tired. Tired of what was happening. Tired of unjust laws. And that's where people got the confusion. You know, and just the fact that people think that she was a maid. You know, this woman was a highly skilled seamstress. So there are a lot of things that I want people to remember accurately about this great woman and this great time in our history. And what people walk away with is learning about the other important grassroots people. No movement can be successful without the base of the grassroots people that get it started. So there's so many names that get mentioned that people know nothing about. And if it wasn't for these people, Rosa Parks would never have emerged.
Right. And Ella, you have all the dates and the time. I mean, she's quoting months, the day, you have it all.
Yes, yes. And how wonderful it is as an artist and an actress to be able to have that information at your fingertips. It stays on your tongue for the rest of your life. And that was the other thing I liked about doing the show, because it helps me to be clear on the dates. I'll never forget them now.
Right.
You see, some people, you ask a lot of people, especially our youth, you were to ask them, when did it happen? Most of them cannot tell you.
That's true.
They cannot tell you what year that happened. And that is too important. You must know these things, you know, and you must never forget them. And so by doing the show, those dates become impressed upon my memory. And so when I have other conversations with people and I'm doing other things and I see inaccurate information, I can go straight to it and say, oh no, that wasn't 57, that was 55.
Right.
You know?
And it's so important for parents when you come out to see the show, don't leave your children at home.
Yeah.
It's important to bring them out because I got a history lesson tonight.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
It was wonderful. And the part about the bus, getting on the bus, you pay the money first and then you get back out of the bus and walk around to the... Oh,
is that deep?
Very deep.
And we didn't know that. And you see, understanding this about your history helps you to understand where we are today. We've still got leftover bad attitudes in our political arena. It helps the youth to understand where those attitudes came from. So when they're trying to convince you that it's over with, it's gone, that doesn't happen anymore, but yet you're still the victim of certain racism and certain discrimination, then you begin to understand clearly where that comes from. It doesn't take you for a loop. You know, you understand that this was institutionalized.
Yes.
And by it being institutionalized, it had to be deinstitutionalized by changing the laws. And what's significant about Rosa Parks is that it was her move that changed the law.
Yes.
You see, because like she says, if it was just about her being expunged, then nothing would have changed. Nothing. That's just one person, oh, we made a mistake, let's let that go. But now the laws are not changed. Everybody's still going the same way. And what these people did is they changed the laws and they changed attitudes. And one of the things I tell a lot of people in the play and that I see as I take it around the country, because it plays well in front of integrated audiences, white and black, is that it was important to me that people are uplifted.
Yes.
When they leave the piece. Yes, that they are uplifted and that they look at, yes, we had a dark past, but look at where we are now. Look how far we've come. Look at the fact that we did overcome.
Yes.
And so that's very important, you know, for people to see that.
And our youth need to know more about this.
Yeah, they need to know the struggle. They need to be able to appreciate the freedom that they have now so that it can't just be taken from them. I mean, right now, freedoms are being sort of sliced off here and there all the time. And you got to understand, you know, freedom is a price. A big, heavy price.
Most certainly is.
And so I have a lot of people that come up to me afterwards, white and black, that tell me that this incident, this play, it freed everybody. It didn't just free blacks, it freed whites. It freed everybody because we were in a type of madness. It was really a madness against humanity. And so we were all caught up in that. And now look at where we are. White people and black people are marrying each other and having babies. Asian people, Hispanic people, everybody is an American, you know. And I'm very proud of the fact that we as Americans got past such a dark time.
Yes.
You know, I'm very proud of that.
So am I.
That is what being an American is all about. That we have been able to, yeah, we had our problems. Yeah, we might not always agree. We might not always get along. We might not like each other. But we coexist. We coexist in a type of civility and dignity that is imperative if we're not to perish, if we're to have a good future. We got to know our history. And we got to be proud at how far we've come.